Welcome back to another from a different perspective. And this video is really about African Americans. And this keep coming to my mind because I don't consider myself African Americans. Raising up, we were called black people. I was born in the 60s, early 60s. And all my life, we were called black people. Now, as I become an adult, all of a sudden, you got Jesse Brown, Jesse Jackson saying, we are African Americans. I say, okay. Now, my parents grew up in a time when they were called colored people. And I guess her mama, they were considered Negroes. So, every so many generations, however many years that is, they change the ethnic name, if that's not the correct term. You can educate me in the comment section. But they change the ethnic name of black people every so many generations. Negroes to colored people to black people. Now, African American people. White people never change. Chinese never change. Asians never change. Nigerians, Africans, Jamaicans, Dominicans never change. Filipinos, Guatemalans, Hispanics, Latinos, Mexicans, so forth. Never changes, at least in my construct memory. I've never heard it change. But black people change every so many years in a generation. So after a while, as I become an adult, I decided that why we had to be changed from black people to African American. Why? And as I got older, it came an understanding to me that as I began to understand the concept of Africa, the continent, and the way they explained the slavery and slave trade through the school system about slavery when I was in 12th grade, Roots came out and changed all of our thought process, which in our thought process didn't really change. It's just that when he introduced slavery to us, he said, we never heard of no Kunta Kinte, what that man named that wrote that book. He writing a book about his history, and you're saying this yours too. Just because that his history don't mean it mine. Because I didn't come here on no slave ship and enslaved by nobody. I was already here. Already here. But anyway, at least my ancestry, my lineage line was already here. And so as I began to understand it, I say, you know what? So what am I? On applications, I put other. Because it's annoying. Especially when we see Africans come over here and they say, Well, I'm black too. I'm African American too. So if you're from African, how are you African Americans if Jesse Jackson came up with the idea and told us we were African Americans and not black anymore? I don't have a word with black. I don't have a word from color people. But I formed the issue with African American because it's confusing when you have black people over here speaking a completely different dialect in language with the heavy accent on their speech pattern comes over here and say, I'm African American, and therefore demand opportunities that is supposed to be set aside for African American. So when I saw that, I said, okay, there's a problem. So at that time, I said, okay, they are African American if you think about it. They are from the continent, Africa. They come over here on planes, not a ship, not a boat, not a dinghy. They come over here on airplanes from Africa, the continent, and come over here and say, I'm African. So to differentiate themselves, I'm hearing them say, I'm Trevor Noah. I keep saying Trevor Noah, that's Clemson quarterback, one of Clemson quarterback that went pro, whatever. Noah Trevor. Yeah, Trevor Noah, Noah Trevor. So Noah Trevor says he is South African. He doesn't consider himself African American. He don't come over here and say, I'm African American. You know he come on a plane. He says, I'm South African, Nigerian. They don't call themselves African American. I'm Nigerian. I'm Jamaican. I'm Dominican. Whatever. But when time to get opportunities that has been set aside by this country for black Americans, black people that's been here and enslaved for the last, I say, 500 years. For the last 500 years, the black people that's been already here before any other ethnic cultural group of people came over here. And that's where I believe my ancestor was already here when the colonizers came over here. That's what I believe. I don't believe I was on no ship. Because in the history books, well, I don't know if in the history book, but I hear people say that Christopher Columbus came over here and the person said they saw a spook. My thing is, if black people was already here, why would they call a black man bringing Christopher Columbus, guiding Christopher Columbus to America? That's just backwards to me. Christopher Columbus is white-skinned. The man that navigated him to America was black-skinned. So black people in America are going to say, they see Christopher Columbus coming across the ocean with a spook. I ain't never entertained that thought when I heard it. And people still say it to this day. I don't even entertain it because it makes no sense to me. Now I can see if the black-skinned man was on the ship going to England, but then England on them already had black people. So black people are just everywhere. But anyway, Jesse Jackson. And the reason I say Jesse Jackson is because when they kept saying we're African American, I kept hearing African American, African. I say, why are we called African American? Why does this thought keep ringing into my intellectual construct of my mind? Why is African American all of a sudden? It's like a subtleness. You know how something is real subtle? It's called, I guess it's subconscious. Subtly African American. African American. Who are African American? They got black, and then they take black off. Then I kind of observed. I said, okay, some got black people, some got African American. I ain't know who what African American is. So you know what African Americans? I had to research that. Okay. Then I found Jesse Jackson explaining African American and why we African American. Okay. That makes sense until it didn't. So now, what do I consider black people? Well, first of all, I consider African American to be black skinned people, whether it is black skin, brown skin, whatever skin, that we call the what's our hair? Our spongy hair, naughty hair, whatever you want to call it, with that hair, with that typical black people's hair. People. Now, those that come over here after Jim Crow or after the civil rights when Martin Luther King was murdered, and probably some before that. But those black people that came over here on planes and getting opportunities that was put in place after the civil rights movement and just craziness of murdering people, murdering black people, and all of that. Because my parents grew up in Jim Crow. Jim Crow was so bad, I imagine, because I asked my mama about Jim Crow. I said, Mama, what do you think about Jim Crow? Because they never talk about these things. She said, Jim Crow. And she said it with a growl hate. And that's all she said. She said nothing else. That's all I need to know. Jim Crow had to be in a horrible system to be under. Because my grandparents, none of them ever talk about the system they came under. But they want us baby boomers and on to know all about the system that our solid gent grandparents was under. And we supposed to be focused on that and keep worrying about what went back then. They didn't talk about it. So why are we talking about it? But anyway, back to my point. Who I consider African American are people from the continent of Africa that comes over here for a better opportunity, for a better life. Like Akon and some other people that's come over here for a better life for their families, have children over here who are considered Americans. But you can tell they are considered, let's say like, I didn't know Jessie Woo. What a girl named Jessie Woo? The girl they have on Dish Nation a lot. I think her name is Jessie Woo. I didn't know this girl was Nigerian. Every time they put black people on these shows to represent black people, they always get up there and identify, I'm Nigerian. That's mostly. So, okay. So you're not black. So she is Nigerian American. Just like Noah Trevor says he is South African. He's not even American because he wasn't even born here or grew up here. He just came on a plane over here and got a job. He got a job and they flew him over here to do that show, to do the talk show. But then you got others that they put in place that are, and I mentioned her because she's recent, as far as saying who she is. She said, I'm from Nigeria. So she's a Nigerian American. She's Nigerian. She's Nigerian, but apparently she was born here. So I can look up to see if she considered herself, I can look up and see if she considered herself African American. But a lot of them, when they're speaking, they don't consider themselves African American. So let me see. I don't know if that's the way I want to go or not. No, let me go down Google. Let me put in what is Jessie Wu origin? Jessie Wu origin. Let's see. Meet Jessie Wu, singer, personality, and comedian. That's her. So let me see. When I put on, I can't see the white page. My eyes are so bad. I guess with the glaucoma and the cataract, you see it's white. Oh, thank God. It has a black screen. It used to go to white screen. So, comedian host Jessie Wu, and I'm scrolling down because I'm only looking for specific information about her. Because she said the Florida International University graduate, so she graduated from Florida. I'm only want to see what she claims to be. Okay, so I go down here. Okay. Host and comedian Jessie Wu. And How Love and Hip Hop. Oh, she was on Love and Hip Hop. How Love and Hip Hop star Jessie Wu. Social Shadow. So she was on Love and Hip Hop. So I can understand that because the woman that owns Love and Hip Hop, for what I understand, is Nigerian from Florida. I don't know, but that's what I understand. She's a laughing partner. She's a fun girl. So okay, Jessie Wu, a hip hop Miami. So that's where she was, hip hop Miami. Married Jessie Wu, or net. Let me see net worth. No, I don't care what net worth. Right now I'm on here for one thing. I'll be all over the place. Jessie Wu. Okay, Jessie Wu. A rumor that put. She did? Oh, I know that. I don't care. So let me go down to the bottom where they usually have certain things. I basically only want to know one thing. Jessie Wu. I'm talking about Nigeria. She Haitian. That's what she did. Haitian American. My point. She says Jessie Wu is a Haitian American. She's not considered African American. She's a Haitian American. But you have people that call themselves African American and they wasn't even born here. So she's black, so I guess she's black, so we see her as black people moving, but when they go to talking, they are, where was she born? Montreal, Quebec, Canada. She's not even from the United States. She was born, okay, so they moving black people from all over the world to America and they're getting opportunities that Black Americans are supposed to be getting. And they said Jesse Rue gets, I don't care about that. Let me see if I click on this, if I can continue to read it. Okay, Jesse Rue, Love and Hip Hop. Extended Haitian American. She would even call herself that. You notice that? So she don't change. She have a child. Her child is going to be considered Haitian American. She won't be considered black. She won't be considered colored, black, or African American because she's not from Africa. But she's considered where she came from. And she came from Canada. So apparently, she is from the black group of people, I guess, that's settled in Canada. Because there's black people all over the place. So that's where she was born. Black people everywhere. I don't know if she settled there, if she was already there. But black people is already everywhere. So that's Jessie Rue. That made my point and corrected me for thinking she is or whatever. See who this other person is. This person that runs her mouth so much about so this woman, I forgot her name. There's some more people in here. Let me see where Jesse Jackson from. Where is Jesse Jackson from? When you're calling people when you're calling people African Americans. Can I even spell the word? No, what is he doing? And it's not supposed to be Orgin. So, Jesse Jackson origin. Jesse Jackson origin. I ain't got to spell right. Hopefully they'll pull him up right. See, I can't have hardly see. That's why I gotta have white on black because I can't see black on white because it turns into gray and white, and I can't read that. So, what is? Hey, Jehovah, that is not. I suggest Jesse Jackson. Jesse. CKSON. Jesse Jackson. Okay, Jesse Jackson in 1984 organized the Rainbow Coalition. I don't care about that. Jesse Louis Burns. I guess he was born. I don't know. Education, North Carolina, all of that. So what does he consider himself? Probably African American since he the one pushed it like he did the Rainbow Coalition. Role in, he had definitely had a role in that. Awards. Jesse became involved in the civil rights movement in '65. He went to Selma, Alabama. Is Jesse Jackson Greek? Where is Jesse Jackson from? So Jesse Jackson is from Greenville, South Carolina. Okay. He's from Greenville, South Carolina. I didn't know that. So what is there? There more to know about him? He's from Greenville, South Carolina. And I guess he considered himself African American. So let me look and see. Yep. So in 1908, his ancestry includes Cherokee, so does mine, enslaved African American, Irish planters, and a Confederate sheriff. I wonder what all this I doing saying. His ancestry, how your ancestry includes something? Anyway, so he considers himself African American. He has to because he the one pushed it. So, where did he grow up? We know where he grew up. Where did Jesse Jackson live? Mr. Jackson. Jackson was born in Greenville, October 8th. Oh, the month my birth month. Okay. Reverend Jesse Jackson, Jesse Louis Jackson. Okay, I didn't mean to click on that. Get rid of that. Mr. Jackson Civil Rights, Black History Month. But anyway, he's considered African American. And this other lady that called it Adolph's people, bots. What her name? Yeah, Joy Reid. Okay. Joy Reid's origin. So Reid was born Joy Ann Lomita in Brooklyn, New York City. Her father was from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and her mother a college professor and nutritionist from Ghana. So she is the one I'm talking about. Her parents came over here on planes from Ghana and the Congo. On planes came over here, had her in New York. So her parents are, since the Congo and Ghana is in Africa, so her parents are Africans. That's what her parents are, Africans. I guess her dad would be dad or mother. Yes, I guess her father would be Congo American, and her mother would be Guyana American here. But she's really not. She's just African, because that's where they're from. Anyway, let's scroll down some more. Let's see some more about her. What is the story with Joy? Who else is about her here? Joy Reid family. It's Joy. Why did y'all worry about it? I mean, this more point about the hair. Black people that has the hair. Her hair. I don't know what she do with her hair, but it's her hair natural. Oh, this woman here. But 2 years ago, she ditched hair extensions and started rocking her real hair. So, I'm rocking my real hair. I've grown my hair out now, and I'm kind of loving it because it's very healthy looking. Get my daughter to, I'm going to braid it down again and let it set for, I think I let my hair set 2 to 3 months before I take it out, and then I comb it out. This time it was all healthy, and I'm not going to flat on it this time. I'm just going to let it keep its healthy. If you want to see what my healthy hair looks like combed out, go to my YouTube page and look up back to hats. I got 2 pictures with just my hair combed out, and then I got hats on it when I went out. But anyway, so that's my point about the hair. If you have that black hair, then they want to call you African American or black people. African American. So, is her hair natural? I'm like, really? That's my thing about black people hair. And the nationality of Joy Reid. The nationality. What is Reid's ethnicity? Yeah, what should she calls herself? That's what I'm looking for next. I don't need to know all of that early Eli stuff. Her father, I know that Democratic, yeah. Just tell me what I'm looking for. Her parents met. Okay. How many children? What is Joy Reid's Saturn? Who cares? Who cares? Member of sorority? Who cares? I'm only wanting to know what's her nationality. I thought that's what I was looking for in New York. She graduated. Okay. You come down here. Where is Jason? Joy Reid family. Joy Reid. Any siblings? Come down here. Her family pics. Go to the bottom where they have just the little single related searches. Okay. So every sister, what nationality is Joy? Tell me the nationality. I don't need to know her family history. I need to know what she calls herself. I look a whole nother way. Her nationality. She calls herself American. She calls herself American. She was born here, so she is American. Because her parents are Africans. She here and now she is simply American, which is what I call myself, simply American, because I was born here. My mother was born here, and father was born here. My grandmother and grandmother, grandfather and grandfather, grandmother, grandfather, both grandmothers on the mom's side and the dad's side, is why I'm saying it like that. They were all four born here. Nobody came over here from Africa and had either one of them. They were born here. And I go to my great grandmother and my great grandfather on both sides were born here. Now, I don't know too much about their parents, but I can go back as far as my mother, because these are the ones that I literally know in my memory construct. So my mother and father, their mother and father, and their mother and father. So I know my grandmother. I grew up knowing her, even though my great grandmother and grandfather was gone by the time I came along. On both sides. On both sides was already gone. I have a memory construct of them. So that's what father, mother, father, not father. Let me go to mother, I get confused. Mother, grandmother, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, great grandmother, grandfather. So that's 3 generations. So it's 4 generations from me. That's 4 generations, and you count a generation 18, 20 years. So that's what, 80 years? 80 years. So that's 80 years. And somebody mentioned something about 100 years. Is a whole new group of people. Yeah, I guess so. But, because I know these people are already here. But anyway, she considers herself American. So, I guess African American is being left to the black people that came out of Jim Crow. So, let me see who else, because a lot of people call themselves African American. I thought she called herself African American, but I guess I heard wrong. But American, she would be considered American. So who would I look up next? Where is Samuel L. Jackson from?
Samuel L. Jackson was born in Washington.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but Samuel L. Jackson. Let me see, Samuel L. Jackson. So I can come down here to the bottom. I like coming down here to the related, because I can click on it and read about people. Oh, there's a lot about him. Yeah, you ever gonna get to the end of him? They just don't update location. Never. Never. I just stay with it. Okay. So this doesn't have the related. So let me do Samuel L. Jackson, Orgin. Do anybody care about that? Orgin. Do anybody care? You see, when I say I can't see, I can say ORGIE. When I say I can't see, it's hard. My eyes is Jackson origin. Okay, Samuel Jackson was born in Washington, D.C., December 21st, 48. The only child of Elizabeth Harriet and Roy Henry. My adopted granddad's name was Henry. Anyway, I guess he grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee. His father lived away. His father lived away from the family in Kansas City, Missouri, and later died in alcoholism. Okay, who cares about that? This is where I like to come down here to the related topics that I can stay on the dark page. Anyway, Samuel Jackson, wife, son, net worth, roots. Let me see the roots. Okay, let me look up the roots part. So Samuel, he's considered himself African American. He was descended from people who were enslaved, leaving a question marked over his origin. So if he was born to two people that was from the descendants of enslaved people. So we see here is we are from the descendant of enslaved people, and we are considered African Americans. I'm not considered no African American because nowhere in my being resonates as African. If African don't resonate in my DNA, I ain't from there. I ain't from there. I ain't from Africa. Only people from Africa. Now, African would resonate in Joy Reid genes because that's where her parents are from. She could resonate with Africa even though she called herself plain American. And so black people need to just be calling themselves American. Keep it simple. Opportunities still will go to other people. And I'm saying this from experience of a woman who been trying to run a business since the 90s. A business person since teenage. And selling in business since my teenage years when I sell candy and vegetable and sunflower seed to my classmates. And they bought them from me. I ain't never understand it, but I knew right then and there. I was a salesperson, but anyway. But that's my point. That is my point with America. So as I'm going through this, my understanding is, after looking at Joy Reid and Samuel Jackson, I see what is happening. She's considered American. She's not considered black, African American. She considers herself American. And her parents are African. Direct Africans out of Africa. Straight out of Africa. The heart of Africa. And she considers herself American, not African American. Because her parents are not considered Africans. So a lot of people over here, the only person who really considers himself African would be Noah Trevor, calling himself South African. So we just have to do, my thing is to just have the understanding of where the world is going. And I see from this where the world is going. Now, some people put down African Americans. So what they're doing, they're no longer putting African American because now they say, well, I'm black too. Da 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 da. So well, all of us are black, but not all of us are created equal as far as opportunities. People say, well, assistance and jobs and whatever. Yeah, assistance are going to the immigrants, as anybody with eyes can see. Assistants are not going to who they were originally given to. It's a transfer of assistance to immigrants, while those that are here are just left to fend for themselves. And as you know, as a Black American, and that's just what I say. But I'm actually simply American. And I was born here. Just like Joy Reid was born here, and her parents are from the Congo and Ghana. Moved to America and had her. She's American only. I said I was American before that, so I don't even consider. I don't call myself Black, but that's what the world wants us out of certain those born from enslaved parents that were enslaved, whose ancestors were enslaved there in America. They want to be considered that. A lot of people say, well, everybody just throw the word around Black, but I'm African American. But you know, they tell us that Cardi B is Black. Cardi B is Black. Joy Reid is Black. Jesse Wu is Black. Jesse Jackson is Black. Samuel is Black. What a name. Let me see what he is. What did that boy? Laurie Harvin. Let me see. Laurie Harvin origin. Not Oregon. Just ain't do whatever it want to do. Laurie Harvin origin. See, I got Laurie Harvin origin. I need to say a whole nother word because that origin is not coming out properly. Let's see if another word. This thing I can't stand. Siri is real good, but I can't stand Siri. Siri's on my last nerve. I don't got time for an automated service that talks to me if it's just a real person talking to me like my husband or children, because my speech don't conform to whatever's supposed to be. Barbara, that is not the proper word. I'm like, what are you talking about? Then I'm not even talking to Siri. You put this in, hey Siri first. I'm just having a conversation and Siri jumping on talking to me. I'm like, okay, you disabled. Siri no been disabled so many times for being disrespectful and nobody talking to you. Anyway, so let me Laurie Harvin. Instead of saying origin, I'm going to say ethnicity. It seems to pick up my voice. Laurie Harvin, ethnicity of celebs. Okay. Laurie Harvin is an American. She was born to Marjorie and Donnell Woods. Her mother married, I don't care who her mother married. What nationality is Laurie? So Laurie is American. Laurie Harvin, born 97, is an American model, entrepreneur. I need to be a model. I can make some money. I'm already an entrepreneur and socialite. She doing good at the socialite thing. She is the daughter of Marjorie Harvey and adopted daughter. Okay. LA Model Management. So she signed to LA Model Management Agency. I need to sign to an agency at age 62. Yes, at age 62. Okay, they're not telling me what I want to know. How much she weigh? Who cares? Okay, they say more results. Let me click on more results. Okay, So she's an American. I see that. Where's her bio? Who is her bio? Harvey parents? Real biological father. Who cares? Um, how? So basically, she's American. I remember that man named directly. Michael B. Jordan. So she's American. We know who her parents are. Americans. So who are considered African Americans now? I need to see who's considered African Americans now, because I've seen all of these celebrity people who are literally just born here, whether they were born to American parents that were born here or parents from all over the world who had children that were born here. They call themselves Americans. So let's look up. So you're picking that up. I need to use words that this thing can pick up. Okay, so Michael B. Jordan. Is Michael B. Jordan Swahili? I don't know what nationality Michael B. Jordan. He is American. Nationality is American. Michael B. Jordan. Is she Swahili? Why are you asking if she's Swahili? The name is Swahili and means, just because his name is Swahili don't mean he from another country. My name is Barbara. And my name means got something to do with fire and lightning. Yeah, I done looked up my name several times and got a full understanding. But that stuff don't stay in my head. My name comes from this I think the name means barbarian. This girl, her name was Barbara, and she was something about a Catholic church, and her daddy killed her because he killed her because of some, I guess she disagreed with him. And that reminded me of when I was 21 and I wanted to go out to a parade and like a celebration they had for the football player Archie Reese, if you ever heard of him, at the school I graduated from. Well, I graduated from a different school my last year, but the school I went to, and he didn't want me to go, and I said I was going anyway. And he literally had a stroke and died because I'm 21, and you got me in the house like a 2-year-old can't go nowhere. So that kind of reminds me of that. But anyway, her daddy, it's something she was about, and her daddy disagreed with her, and her daddy murdered her. And when he murdered her, lightning came down, murdered him and his men for killing her. And so now everybody look at her. I think she's a protector, something like that. I can look it up. I done look it up and read this thing up and down and backwards and forward. But I don't be remembering that stuff off the top of my head. But anyway, he's American. And Michael cares. Who is Michael Jordan's parents? Who is his parents? So, okay, his parents are. Ask this young lady. Okay. Come here. Answer this question to Michael. Say Michael B. Jordan parents is Michael A. Jordan and Donna Jordan. So those are his parents. Is he related to Michael Jordan? Who knows? Who cares? So Michael Bakari Jordan, an American actor, is known for his films. And we know what he's known for. So anyway, Michael B. Jordan, he's an American. So let's look up some more people, because I'm looking for an African American. Because it seems to me Black Americans, which I will go as a Black American, and I'm just simply American. As American, I want to know who considers themselves African American, because a lot of people a few years ago considered themselves African Americans. I started considering myself African American years and years ago. So let's look this up. Who else might? If you I look up now, who else? Will Smith. That's a good one. I already said that. I want to know the other word is excellent, but he catches it though. But the thing catches it, so I guess that will matter. Will Smith, Willard Carroll Smith. His name is Willard the second, born September 68. Oh, I think he born the same year my husband born, but anyway. Also known by the stage name The Fresh Prince, is American actor. American actor. Everybody is American now. Okay. Who considers themselves African Americans now? Probably nobody. What descendant is Will? Will was born in West Philly to a mother Caroline and administrator for the school board, and Willard Smith Sr., an engineer and owner of a refrigeration company. So, okay, he's an American. Okay, let's see about Jada. Jada, born Baltimore, Maryland, to Robson Grant Pickett Jr., a contractor, and Adrian. See, eyes going bad. Everything is just going pure, white and blurred. Benefio. Put on the baby. What's that?
I didn't know who it was at the box.
A nurse. So she was a nurse. Okay. Okay. Here's the first African American. They divorced after only a few months of marriage. Her father is of African American descent. Her mother is of Afro-Caribbean ancestry. What's the difference between from Barbados and Jamaican? Okay. So her parents are from Barbados and Jamaica, and they call themselves, and Will call himself African American. I guess he ain't changed his Google biography to American yet, because anyway, they bring up Will, then I put both Will in her. So let's scroll down. Is Will Smith a mixed race? Yes, I would imagine. Why would you imagine? How you gonna imagine people? So, Will Smith. My eyes are starting to go out. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and end this in a little bit, as everything just go all the white words just blur into the back. Born Willard Carroll Smith. Why did Will's father leave? Who cares? What happened to Will Smith's parents? Who cares? What happened to a lot of people's parents? They got divorced. Father left home, or whatever. Will Smith separated. Parents separated. Oh gosh. Who are Will Smith's parents? Okay. So basically, Will Smith is considered, if you want to talk from a memory purpose, Will Smith is, okay, let me see, Will Smith, uh, Will Smith, I'm looking for authenticity to come back. Let me say ethnic. Ethnicity getting on my nerve. Ethnic. Trying to say ethnicity annoying me. Authentic or something. No, ethnic is. Let me see what that pulls up. Will Smith, actor. It's not actually saying. Most of them are top this point blank, but he already said he African American registered. He is African. Yeah, another one. I met Chris Rock mother. I even took her. I got her to take a selfie with me. She said I just like her daughter with those selfies. So, before even clicking on it, where you went? 'Cause I saw you pop up there somewhere. Okay, African American. So he is a son of African American parents, Rosalind Thingman and Christopher Julius Rock. So they were never married. Oh yeah, they married. Parentheses. So he was born. So I met his mother, Rosalind. She's a sweet lady. She was so nice to take a selfie with me. So what is Chris Rock's nationality? So we know he considers himself African American. So what is his? Okay, I saw something. Okay, what is his nationality? Okay. You click on this, even though his parents are considered African Americans, he called himself American, like me. Because they would call my parents African Americans because they came through Jim Crow. I don't think my mother's mom and my father's, I don't know if my mother's mom and my father's mom, I know they came through Jim Crow, but I don't know if my mother's grandmother or my father's grandmother, which I know my father's grandmother because I went to her grave. My mama showed me her grave, so I got pictures of her grave. So I wonder if, I don't know if they were, I haven't heard anything about them being in slavery. So I don't think they were enslaved. I don't think we were enslaved. I don't know my history like that and ancestral history like that, but the ones that I do know, starting from my father's grandmother and my mother's grandmother, starting with them, because my mama called her grandfather grandpapa. He built the church down there that's still owned by the family. So, and as far as on my dad's side, his grandfather was a Cherokee, full-blown Cherokee Indian, for what I understood, who is also my husband's great-grandfather, because I heard he went around and just populated the whole, how to populate the whole town. So we got family members we never heard of or seen. I got uncles right now and first cousins I have never ever met. Don't have no concept of them being existed, except that my daddy talk about his uncles that We never met. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say about this African American thing. Some consider themselves African American. But apparently the children considered, like Will Smith, Chris Rock considered himself American, while their parents consider themselves African American. So we're the generation that is getting away from African Americans. You know, like every so many generations, we changed from, first of all, the Negroes that, from my memory concept, was already here in the 1500s when the colonizers came over here and whatever. So down through that lineage, and I can literally see it in my mind's eye, literally. So Negroes, and I'm not even gonna go with the N word, but that's a make-up word that just call people to be disrespectful. And my third eye jumped when I said that. Of course, my forehead, boom, jumped when I said that. It went from Negroes to, and this is basically how this information, how I understand the information that comes. It resonates with my third eye. It actually, it's like something that's go, like a little thing that's go, poof, open up, and I'm able to intuitively see. So Negroes, colors, blacks, and African Americans. And now we're in the generation of just calling ourselves Americans. Because we were born here. Because as far as we can trace back, and we were born here. We were never from Africa. It's bad when people try to teach us that we from Africa, rather than letting us intuitively resonate with Africa. The only people that can resonate, have any kind of resonance with Africa, will be those who are born to Africans who move over here on a plane. And I say it in that way for a reason, because a lot of Mexicans, Guatemalans, basically those from Central Africa came over here on boats and dinghies and canoes and all that, and raft and all that other stuff. Whereas a lot of Africans, because they're not letting them over here to crossing no borders like that, as you can see with them Haitians and whatever. But those from Africa that comes over here, like Joy Reid parents, and like some other people parents, came over here on boats. Now let me do one more. Cardi B. Everybody be talking about Cardi B black, Cardi B black. Cardi B never says she's black. But let me see what she considers herself to be. That word pretty well, and I'm not lipsy trying to say it. So Cardi B, she Dominican. She has a Dominican father and a Trinidadian mother of African and Spanish descent. So she is African and Spanish. And everybody knows that. So what does she call herself? With her language, her dialect, she is really Spanish. Spanish descent more so than anything. So now let's look at what she calls herself. Who is Dominican and Trinidadian had to address. So we saying who she is. But what does she call herself? What does she put down on her applications? Parents of, you know what she says, Dominican and Trinidadian. You know what she says, but what did she put on her paperwork? What did she put on her paperwork? Okay. I mean, Cardi B rapper with, this all they say. They don't say who this girl is. They say the rapper with. Okay, let me go on down. We want to know. Did you give everybody else a name? Let's see where you can. Let's see what you give everybody else. Put everybody else in the ethnic group. Let's see what you put her in. Cardi B. What group are you placed in, Cardi B? So they said Cardi B is of a mixed nationality. So is Joy Reid. Her dad is Congo. Now her mama is Ghanaian. They got her in an ethnic group called American. Why isn't Cardi B in an ethnic group? Let's keep looking. What ethnic group is she in? We know she mixed. Joy Reid is mixed. Okay. She was surrounded. She Latino surrounding, whatever. Cardi B sets the record straight about her Afro-Latino roots. Okay, you got Afro-Latino roots. I want to know what ethnic group do, do you place yourself? She probably don't place herself in none. But let me scroll and see where she places this Cardi B extensively parents, her origin, and ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend got to do anything. It's a Cardi B extensity. She was born in Washington Heights, Manhattan. She grew up in the high. See the whites blurring out and getting where I'm not able to read the words, even though I can see them. Cause I don't know what the words are. It's like a blind darkness comes across the word, and it doesn't sit long enough for me to read it. But High Bridge, neighborhood of the South Bronx. Okay, Brooklyn. Cardi B sounds off on race. She's signing off because she refuses to be placed in an ethnic group. She is an Afro-Latina, African. She is Afro-Latina. Oh, so she placed herself in Afro-Latina. It's just Afro-Latina. And that's an ethnic group? Or that is something you call you? Cardi B don't even have an afro. Come on now. African slaves were all over the globe, from America to DR, to Dominican Republic, and what they gonna do with anything? Her parents are Dominican and Trinidadian. Born in, I guess they came on a plane to New York. Had Cardi B in the Bronx, which you grew up among poor black people, but she don't identify as black. But she don't identify as black. But she what they call embraces the black culture. So I see that's where the mindset is. I'm not going to identify with anybody. I'm Latino. I'm a Latino. So I'm not going to identify with black or white. I'm not neither. So I'm just Afro-Latino. And I don't never hear her say Afro-Latino. She just say she's Latino. So she's just a Latino. Stands up for her Dominican background. Who cares? So, nationality is not a color or race. So, Cardi B stands up for her Dominican background. Nationality is not a color or race. Okay, just as I thought. She does not place herself in any ethnic group. She said Dominican is not a race. We know Dominican is not a race. There's only 4 races of people. They're all the human race. They had I think we're on the 6th race of people. And if you want to know what the 6th race is right now present, we're the 5th race of people. And we are moving into the 6th race of people. So if you don't know who the 6th race of people are, research, look it up. I did. But that's not what this topic is about. So, race of people. So, Since she said that, let's look up. Let's see what a Latino is. Okay. A Latino, according to the Oxford Dictionary, a person of Latin American origin or descendant in particular, a man or boy. So Cardi B is considered Latin American. Girl, just say that. You consider yourself, she defend her Dominican. So she say she Latino, she Latino. So if you're Latino, then you Latin American, but because you are mixed, what I gotta do with anything? So the next one I'm gonna look up is what she says she is. Okay. Dominican. Ain't nobody ask you the order of nothing. I ask you what is Dominican. It said, what is Dominican race? Dominican are primarily a mix of West Africans and Spaniards and indigenous Taino descendants. So girl, just say you African. The girl don't even want to say she American because she don't want to be put anywhere. That's fine with me. You don't let me put nowhere. I could just call myself a human and a human from the stars and keep it at that. Dominicans, I didn't know they were called Dominicans. Historically, the Dominican Republic was known as Santo Domingo, the name of its present capital and its patron saint, Saint Dominic. So hence, the residents were called Dominicanos. Dominicanos. Girl, call yourself Dominican American or such American. So you were born here, or Latino or Latin American, since you were born here. But to just go around just embracing the culture of black Americans and saying you're not black or you're not none of this and none of that, it's just whatever. So that's it for Cardi B. One last one. I hope that I'll be saying one last one and it don't be holding true to it. See, did I even say Siri? Siri even messing with me. I say offset. This thing say I say this. I didn't say that. And then Siri be correcting me, talking to me like it's another human. I don't need you to tell me what. I know what I say. I say offset. I didn't say. I cannot help it. It's my tone. I'm dialect. Don't fit your perfect algorithm or whatever. And then Siri jump up. Now, I might have said Siri, I don't know, whatever. I said offset, not O. They just want to hear people cuss. Oh, it's an origin. Oh. Let me type this in. You see what I mean when I say I can't see? It just makes me want to scream. Oh God. I think that's the Offset. We know who Offset is. Let's say the Amigos. Let's say 3 Amigos. Missing hit the wrong thing. Okay. Three friends, their, their families, aunts, and two nephews, wrote three amigos. According to the Orlando Sentinel, Martin was. That's why some darn Martin. You talking about the amigos? Talking about no Martin. What is the meaning of the three amigos? I know what three amigos mean. Three friends. Three amigos, based on. Maybe I should just put the name back in. Let me put Offset. Okay. OFF. I keep tapping wrong. Offset. An offset origin is a point which uses. Okay. Yes, I hear y'all. I hear y'all who listening to this video say, put in rapper. I literally hear that in my ear. Not literally, but you know how you feel? I feel the sound of putting rapper Offset in my two ears. Ain't that something? Okay. That's gonna work. Lawrenceville, Georgia. So they from Georgia. The same year appeared on Kodak. Okay, so yeah, I got the right one now. Where is Offset originally from? Lawrenceville is a city in and a county of the Gwinnett County, Georgia. Okay. Downtown. So we actually yes in his origin. Why did Offset lead the group? How much does Offset make? How is Offset? Okay, that's not what I'm asking. Okay.
This lady was holding up the striker and just inconveniencing everybody when she decided to confront a group of friends. The group of friends were confused as they didn't know who she was, and she decided to become very offensive with them as well.
Where is he? I know where he originally from. Let's see, Offset mate. Quavo. Is Offset related to Quavo? Quavo and Offset are cousins. So they're cousins, and Takeoff is Quavo's nephew. So it's two cousins and a nephew. So Quavo nephew. So that made Takeoff Offset cousin. Also, when Quavo nephew. You know, we found that out after his death. It's senseless. Okay. Offset bio network. Maybe I can find something out here about him. Basically, I just want to see what he see. The white screen, everything is gray, and I can't read it because it's gray on white instead of black on white. That's why I have to see. Because when you got cataract and everything is cloudy, the white just become even cloudier. Anyway, Offset real name is Kari Kendrell Cephas. He is an American rapper. So Offset considers himself an American. So basically that's basically it. I wanted to understand the difference between African American and American. And so what I got from this and research is that those that come through Jim Crow, basically, and they say from enslaved Africans considered themselves African Americans, which is Will Smith's parents. Is it Will Smith's parents? I think Will Smith's parents and Chris Walker's parents. Whereas they considered themselves Americans, and then you have Joy Reid, whose parents' father's Congo, mother's Ghanaian, and she considers herself American. Instead of being called African American, where she is from Africa, she just called herself American because she was born here, and which is where I'm at right now. I want to call myself American because I was born on these American soil, as well as back 4 generations starting with me. So that's when I started out on this journey. I had one mindset: if you're from Africa, you come over here, you're African American. But I realized those from Africa, like the Jamaicans and the Nigerians and those from South Africa, and the Dominicans, they don't consider themselves those. They consider themselves where the tribe, I guess the continent, the city, or the state, whatever you want to call them over there, Nigerians, Jamaicans, and etc. And I guess you got some over here that call themselves Dominicans. I think Cardi B identifies as Dominican. But she doesn't even identify as American because none of her information, and none of her information I haven't seen where she considers herself American. So the girl don't even consider herself American. But she defended Dominican background. So she considers herself Dominican, talking about it's not a race. Who said anything about it being a race? Black is not a race. White is not a race. Nigerian, whatever, they're not race. So the only race on this planet is the human race. So we are identified with what culture we choose to identify with. So we're going back to where we need to be. Human race. Anyway, if you like this topic from a different perspective, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time with From a Different Perspective.